Find yourself a really comfortable seat. So that might mean putting something behind your back if you like. That's totally fine. It might mean lying down flat, also totally fine. If you are self-supporting, think about it as the energy coming up your front side and then down your back side. So you're really rooting into your sits bones so that you're tall, but not overly tall, and that you're comfortable. So whatever you need to do, if that's, wiggling a little bit or moving around or thinking about where are my feet, uncrossing the ankles, pressing both feet into the ground if you're sitting in a chair, and just coming into your body. We spend so much of our time living in our head. It's nice to just be present, take a little bit of time and spend it really feeling what does it feel like to live in my body today, because it feels different every day, and that's fine. That's normal. If it feels good to you, you can close your eyes. If that doesn't feel great to you today, feel free to just lower your gaze, make your eyes go a little fuzzy, or focus on one point. And then we'll start noticing the breath. So you might notice it in the chest first as your chest rises and falls with each inhale and exhale. But I'll invite you to notice the chest, the ribs, the back, seeing if you can feel the expansion of the intercostal muscles between each rib on the inhale and the contraction as the air gets pushed out of the lungs on the exhale. So thinking about 360 degrees all the way around your body, even breathing into the back. Breathing, if you're sitting against the chair, pushing the back into the chair on the inhale, swelling, the lungs swell, and feeling that constriction as you exhale, letting all of the air come out of the lungs. These might be some of the deepest breaths you've taken all day. And I'll also invite you to engage the diaphragm. When the diaphragm engages, it moves down, and so all of the internal organs kind of move out. So we call it belly breathing, but the air isn't actually in the belly. The air is still in the lungs. It's just the diaphragm moving down, pushing the organs out of the way to give more space for your lungs. So you can put your hands on the belly if that helps. But think about letting the belly swell on each inhale and letting it sink back down on the exhale. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. And then now's a good time to set an intention for your practice. It could be one word: positivity, hope, compassion, joy, or it could be something more elaborate, a sentence or a phrase that is all about what you're trying to cultivate, what you're trying to attract to yourself, what you're trying to have more of in your life. So let the universe know what your intention is, and then send it on its way. Let the universe conspire to help make it so. We don't have to hold these things very tightly. We can hold them loosely. As we practice, it's nice to have the intention in the back of the mind, but the mind is distractible. And just like we sometimes lose attention on the breath, have you lost attention? Come back to the breath. Inhale, belly rise. Exhale, belly fall. It's also possible to lose focus on your intention, and that's okay. Don't beat yourself up over it. We just do the best we can, and we bring ourselves right back when we notice the mind has wandered. I'm gonna offer a mudra, a hand positioning. If you're interested, you can interlock all 10 fingers together and release the index fingers and press the pads of the index fingers together. So it kind of looks like this. If that's comfortable, you can hang out here. You can have your hands lower down in your lap if that's more comfortable, or you can simply have your hands face up or face down on the thighs. But this is a mudra it's optional. It's something for you to try if you like it. And then from this mudra, we're going to do a little bit of alternate nostril breathing. So if you're not familiar, we're going to close off one side of the nose and inhale on the other side. And then switch and exhale the other side of the nose and inhale. And switch, closing off one nostril, exhaling out the other side. Inhaling on the same side. And switching. Sometimes we do a different hand position with this breathing pattern, and you're welcome to do that if you are more comfortable in another way. And you're also welcome to breathe as fast or as slow as you like. So if my pacing is too fast or too slow for what's good in your body, switch it up. No need to do exactly what I'm doing. I'm offering suggestions. You take it or leave it depending on how you feel. So inhaling on one side, closing that nostril, opening the other side to exhale. Inhaling on that side. Closing that nostril, exhaling on the other side. And carrying on like this. And I'll keep the time. You might notice that one nostril is easier than the other. You might notice that one nostril is more stuffed up and more difficult. That's fine. That's super normal. Finish this round. Take your time. There's no rush. And when you've finished that cycle, you can bring your hands back down. You can stay in the mudra or palms face up for receiving energy today if you're feeling low energy, or palms face down for grounding and feeling more rooted if you are feeling kind of floaty and need to be brought back to earth. You might need to blow your nose. That's also super normal. And then see how your nostrils feel. See how your air passages feel after doing that breathing exercise. See if you can feel the air coming in evenly on the left and the right side, or if one nostril is predominant, which is quite often the case, where you'll be breathing more easily on one side, and then sometimes during the day it switches, and then you'll be breathing more predominantly on the other side. Come back to your intention. Come back to your belly breaths. And we're going to do some really calming breathing, inhaling through the nose, as full as you can, fill the lungs, and then through pursed lips, very slowly exhaling, like you're blowing through a straw. Making the breath last and last and last. And then using the abs, pushing the stomach in to make that diaphragm push the air out, and then inhaling again through the nose. Filling the lungs all the way. And when you're full, exhaling through pursed lips. And carrying on like this. And I'll keep the time. One last round, inhaling fully. And exhaling slowly. And then allowing your breath to return to normal. And feeling in your body any places that might still be tense or tight or uncomfortable. And seeing what you can do. Wiggle, move a little bit, adjust the way you're sitting. To make yourself a little bit more comfortable. And we'll do a little bit of breathing combined with movement. So we'll start with some arm movements. You can choose whether you want to do cactus arms or whether you want to have your hands on your shoulders. It's up to you. But we'll inhale to open the chest, tipping the head up. And exhaling to round the spine, bringing the elbows closer together. Inhaling to open and receive, and exhaling to close, rounding the spine. You can do this at your own pace, quickly or slowly, whatever the breath feels best. And you can make your movements as big or as small as you like. For me, this looks pretty slow and deliberate today, but you can also do a much quicker pace and build some energy and maybe build some heat and build some arm strength with this as well. It's really up to you and what feels good in your body. So a lot of times we listen to the ego and we say, oh, I want to do the hardest thing. I want to do the most intense thing. But I'm going to ask you to go beyond the ego and look at what really would serve you best today. And that might mean small movements, and it might mean slower movements. And that's not better or worse than fast, big movements. The goal is to connect the movement to the breath and stay in the present moment. If you're doing both of those things, then you're doing it perfectly. And if you're not doing both of those things, that's still okay. We're all a work in progress. We do our best. We'll do 5 more breaths here. And when you've finished your 5 breaths, again, wiggle or move however your body wants as a kind of a counter movement, if that feels good, if that's necessary for you, no worries. And then settle on into a position for a longer final relaxation. So that might mean, again, leaning back in your chair. It might mean putting a pillow behind the back. It might mean stretching out your legs or finding something really cozy, putting on an extra layer, whatever it is. And then settle into your body. Let the breath return to normal. It might have gotten your heartbeat up a little bit to do that movement with the breath. And we're going to end with a chakra meditation. So the chakras are energy centers, and they're said to be lots of them throughout the body, but we're going to talk about some of the main ones along the axis from the tip of your tailbone up to the crown of your head. And we'll start with the root chakra, which is at the root of your spine. Imagine the color red is associated with this chakra, and it is about being grounded, about home, about belonging. So imagine a red light or a red color emanating from your root. Maybe it gets really big. Maybe it gets more bold in color. Maybe it's vibrating. However your visualization comes is correct. It's fine. And for some people, visualization is really tough, and that's okay too. Just bring to mind the color red, feelings of stability. Let it engulf you. Let the breathing be slow, be deliberate. And then the second chakra's color is orange. So come up a bit to below the navel where this chakra emanates from. And imagine an orange color. Again, it could be a light or a color, or maybe it's vibrating. Maybe it's getting really intense. Let it cover your whole body. Let it protect you. Let it make you feel safe and secure. Let the breathing be gentle. And then moving up to the solar plexus underneath the ribs where we were talking about the diaphragm earlier, this gut check area where your intuition, sometimes we say, lies. The color for this chakra is yellow. So imagine a yellow color, a yellow light emanating from this area of your body, swelling, getting bigger, vibrating, covering you, making you feel safe. And then traveling up to the heart center. And thinking about the people you love and the things you love about yourself. And let a green color emanate from your heart, circling your whole body, making you feel warm and protected. Letting the breathing be light. Letting the corners of your mouth turn up in a smile. And then moving up to your throat, your voice, your ability to speak your mind, to state your opinions, to be heard. The color of this chakra is blue. So visualize a blue light, a blue color coming from your throat, covering your body with all of the important words that you've said or want to say. And then moving up to your third eye, visualizing the place between your eyes in the middle of your skull. Where your knowledge and wisdom lie, where your ability to understand yourself and the world around you is. And the color for this chakra is purple. So visualize a purple color emanating from the middle of your skull, covering your body. And the knowledge that you are protected, you are loved, you are safe. And then finally, the crown chakra. Imagine the space, visualize the space just a few inches above your skull, like wearing a crown. And this chakra connects us to each other, to all the energy in the universe, to all the people who have come before us and all the people who will come after us, our collective knowledge, our collective wisdom. So imagine a brilliant, beautiful white light coming from this chakra, covering you, expanding out into all the connections you've made, the people you know, and the connections with all of the people in the world, our common shared humanity. And then breathe from the tips of your toes up to the crown of your head and back down, feeling the energy come up the front of the body and down the back of the body. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes.